G'day everybody and welcome back to my Aussie garden and kitchen. If it's your first time here, my name's Darren, but please call me Daz. And I'm just outside here today on a nice autumn day, letting out the chickens and doing a few other things. And hey, why not do a video, a bit of an update, because I've had a few people ask what's going on. So here we are, here's a bit of an update. So I think the biggest thing for me at the moment here in the garden is the tomatoes. The tomatoes are doing really, really well. In fact, they're doing so well, I'm struggling to keep up and I'm actually freezing them. So I grow San Marzano tomatoes and they've just done really well, as I said. And I've been inside actually making a table sauce and that's come up really well. And it's a recipe that I like to use. It's similar to my nan's old country style table sauce that she used to make on the farm here in country Victoria, Australia. And I can't get it exactly like hers, but I try. And anyway, I've made a bunch of jars and my mum and dad have now got some and there's some on the way to my brother. And yeah, I've got enough here to keep me going for a while anyway. So every opportunity that I have, I'll be throwing that on everything. As some of you would know, I've got my grapes and my blackberry walkway here, and I've finally opened up the netting. Just behind me, you can see that, hello Loop, you can say hello. All right, so yes, as I was saying, the grapes, I've opened them up to give them some air because they're pretty much done now. And also I noticed that powdery mildew was really starting to set in. So I've given those a good spray down with a milk and water solution, which I believe helps get rid of powdery mildew. So we'll see what happens. And of course the blackberries are deep in there on the other side of the walkway and they're still providing blackberries. So it's been unreal. I've had so many blackberries this season. It's been absolutely fantastic. The freezer is absolutely loaded. The passion fruit's doing really well. I'm just waiting for those last passion fruit to ripen and then I'll be getting stuck into those and eating those. I've got plans on actually making sorbets with those, a pineapple and passion fruit sorbet, something I really enjoy, and you just can't go wrong with fresh passion fruit. So yes, looking after the passion fruit. If you haven't seen already, I've got a video just recently, I think it's my last video actually, where I'll talk about how grafted passion fruit can produce suckers and how much of a problem they are in the yard. I really suggest you check that out because a lot of people aren't aware of just the problem suckers can be and that they even exist with passion fruit, or even how to tell the difference between the suckers and the passion fruit. You can probably see behind me, the orchard is so overgrown. My plan is once the leaves drop off and I can see the branches and the structures more, I'm going to get in there and I'm just going to cut away like crazy. I'm actually going to pull out one of the apple trees. It's an apple variety that we just don't like and I don't know what's going on. It was, some of you would know that it's the apple tree that was supposed to be a Granny Smith, and then when it finally matured and gave me apples, the apples came out in this yucky red brownie, yuck, they're just terrible. Almost like a crab apple or something, not the beautiful crisp tart Granny Smith that I was hoping for. And you can probably see the citrus behind me, the oranges and the mandarins. They're doing really well. Bit of citrus, leaf miner and things like that. I'm getting a lot of beautiful looking caterpillars from butterflies at the moment. So I've been gently picking them off and putting them elsewhere in the yard because I just can't bring myself to kill them. And I've got little bits of, not little bits, I've got little oranges and mandarins growing now too, so that's pretty cool. So I should get some citrus this season. Speaking of citrus, my lemon that I grow up against the fence flat, it's kind of an espalier type thing where I grow it flat against the fence and up. I'm training it to go flat and high like a fan shape. It's not very stylish, but rather than have it all bushy and tall like a tree, I'm just trying to make it something different that I can walk over to a fence line and at say knee level to chest high or face height, just pick lemons. And that's got a few lemons actually appearing, so that's good. I need to give it a bit more light, and that's because the mulberries, as you can see, the mulberry trees are getting really big. They're mostly dwarf mulberries, but the one on the end I'm not sure. That's the tallest I've actually had it ever. And that's going to get a good pruning, and that's going to get cut down to a smaller shape when I prune the other mulberries. So yeah, I've got a bit of work. I've got a bit of pruning coming up this winter, which is pretty cool. That should get me outside and keep my mind on things and give me a bit of purpose, and it's fun. Who doesn't like pruning things? It's good fun. Just can't get too carried away, that's all. My little corner here with the sweet potatoes and some celery and this beautiful marigold. If I turn the camera that way, you can see the marigold. Very happy about that. I just love marigolds, and I'm definitely harvesting the seed from this baby. Sweet potatoes doing well. Sweet potatoes have a growing habit where they spread out with the vines all over the ground. I don't like that because of snakes here. We do get snakes, and in our yard we get some of the deadliest snakes in the world, and I'm not making that up. It's actually true, and it's something we just have to live with, being so close with the forest, sharing a fence with the forest. But anyway, I try to not have stuff laying around for them to hide under and stuff. And the sweet potatoes, for instance, as you can see, I've got a wire structure where I've actually got grow bags on a shelf up high, and then I'll grow them in those grow bags, and then those vines can then go up against the structure and actually grow up in the air. And then that way I can see completely underneath all the grow bags as I walk around, and I'm a bit more confident out in the yard here in this space. I've not got things lurking in the vines. And of course, my entertaining area. Anyone that knows my channel knows this area well, and my entertaining area out here is just full of beautiful produce. Lots of strawberries, chilies and herbs. I've got basil or basil as people say, and thyme and rosemary and mint, spearmint. I've got a curry tree, you name it. Lemongrass. I do a lot of Asian cooking, so it's fantastic. And then I've actually just over here, over my shoulder, amongst all the chilies, I've got cherry tomatoes and San Marzano tomatoes that have actually grown from volunteer seeds. So that's great. So right here in this mix, I've got a bit of a salsa type mix going with chili peppers and tomatoes and, oh, what else have I got? Yeah, I've got my basil over here, my basil, whatever you want to call it. Raspberries are doing well over my shoulder here, doing really well. And I've just recently put some old, it's like a kid storage furniture. So I don't know what you call it. It's wire racking, and I've made like a trellis, and I've actually stapled those to my outdoor fence here. Pretty much all the raspberries are growing up and through that trellis type feature, that wire racking, and then they come down the other side too. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so look, things are going well. The raspberries in the raised garden beds over in the other part of the yard are doing really well too. The olives are starting to come in. I've got about, I don't know, 7 olive trees out in the front of the property, and they're all fruiting at the moment. So there's green olives, which need a lot of more time yet to ripen. Compost is doing well. Yes, I do have some other grapes and blueberries and stuff in here as well. I got asked that and I forgot to mention that. I've got some pineapples that I'm growing down here. There's some capsicum here, bell peppers, I think my American friends say. Oh, jalapenos. Jalapenos are doing well. I forgot to mention that not only do I have the full-size bananas growing in pots, which I'm going to actually sell or give away, I've got my dwarf bananas, and they're doing really well. And in fact, they're producing a lot of pups, so I'm getting extra banana trees from these, which is fantastic. So lots of bananas here and a lot less effort with the dwarf variety. So looking forward, I couldn't English then, looking forward to those dwarf bananas maturing and providing my family with lots of fresh bananas. Yay! Sorry if this is a bit rushed. I just tried to keep it as informal as possible and not too long. I don't like to give you tediously long garden tour videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind watching this video that comes up on the screen, and also if you haven't already, subscribe and like and all sort of stuff to help my channel grow. Thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next cooking or gardening video. Bye for now.